Hello and welcome to this video. Today I will show you how to maintain a pair of leather-soled boots. This will apply to leather-soled boots with or without hobnails. And basically it's just a very simple and easy way to maintain leather-soled boots. So here we have my pair of William Lennon made ammunition boots. You know, the standard World War II British army boots, and as you can see I've been out walking a bit in the mud with them, and the sole is pretty dirty, as you can see. So what we'll need for this is a brush. You can choose any kind of brush you want, preferably a very soft brush that will scrape off the mud or dirt or whatever that won't damage the sole or the leather. So a brush, one that hasn't been used for anything else, doesn't have any grease on it or anything. You are going to need a type of leather grease. This is my preferred brand. This is a type of Finnish leather grease. It's very almost looks like butter, but it's I think it's a very good grease. It makes the leather very nice, supple, and preserve it quite well. And of course you're going to need a brush for that leather grease. With that being said, let's just get right into it. So what I'm going to do is just we'll take the surface as well. I won't get into shoe polishing in this video, but maybe for a future one. Just use put some force into the strokes. And also make sure you do this on a surface that you can easily clean up. I'm doing this on my tile floor. So it's starting to look pretty good. You can feel around with your fingers to check if you're done. Just do a little bit more here. Okay, I think this looks good now. Okay, so now we've got both our soles brushed off. Now, if you've been out walking, especially in the mud or in rainy weather, the soles are going to be slightly wet. So the thing that I do is I just use my general purpose cardboard box and just put my boots right into them. So the cardboard will kind of suck out the moisture more easily. And I need to emphasize you absolutely don't want to put these on in front of a stove or on warm tiles or anything. So keep that in mind. That will usually destroy the leather soles. And so you put them into the box, and now you leave them there for maybe half an hour, depending on how wet they are. Mine aren't too wet, so I'm just going to leave them there for maybe half an hour. Okay, so we are back now. These boots have had about 30-40 minutes to dry off, and yep, they're about ready to go on to the next stage. So let's get rid of this box. Let's go over to our shoe maintaining cardboard. So if you didn't see, we have some slight rust on some of these metal fittings. So we will have to remove some of the rust before we go on. And for that process I prefer to use this, which is a sponge with a surface similar to sandpaper. And just be as careful as possible to kind of remove this rust, because this is only surface rust, so we won't really need to do a lot of that much shaving away or brushing. So just be very careful not to harm the leather in the process. Okay, so that looks fairly good to me. Let's just quickly go over the hobnails right here. Okay, so now we got our first boot done. I won't show you the other one, so just skip right ahead to the next point. Okay, so now we are back, and we're going to apply our grease now. This is actually the second take because the first time I forgot to record, so you're going to see, I'm going to do this twice, but you're only going to see it once. So, now bring out your brush, bring out your grease, take this out of the way. So, of course, this is quite good and ready for soaking in the grease. So what I prefer to use is one of these brush rods here, where you have a wide section at one side and a more narrow or small piece on this side. And you use a small one to apply the grease. So you're actually not going to need that much leather. These boots are well maintained by me. The leather is quite supple, but it's still good to do this every time you use leather-soled boots. So you're just going to start applying it in circular motions. And the good thing about this is that the leather grease will help preserve the metal fittings as well, which is quite handy because you don't want them to rust and fall off. Okay, make sure you get it into the heel piece right here. Okay, just get a little bit more for the end here. Okay, so now it looks quite good, quite greased up. This is just the first layer. I will be doing 2 layers of this, but for the sake of a short video, I won't show you that. And basically just say, when I maintain these boots, I prefer to just have 2 layers of grease because it creates quite a good layer of protective grease over the soles and the metal fittings. So and I'm going to be using this soon anyways, so no need to put more grease on. Of course, when you're putting on more layers of leather grease, you should leave it to soak a bit, which I'm going to do. But so that's it for this video. Hopefully this was helpful to you. I think this works quite well, this method. And of course, if you have any questions or comments or anything, then leave them down below and I'm more than happy to answer them. And until the next video, goodbye.